gentlemen, and it's time for Jock Talk. And I got the music up nice and loud because my dog, Gigi, wants to make a special appearance on the show. What can I tell you? Skywalker joining us. Sky, what's up, buddy?
Gigi, I can hear Gigi in the background. She's barking to the music.
She's a radio dog. She's a radio dog. She doesn't know when to shut up. You know, she should have worked for Bill Drake. She could only bark for 8 seconds. You know, he would have put a clock on you. You know, I know what the hell's going on with this dog tonight.
She wants to be part of the Wednesday night show.
She's always so quiet. And tonight, she's been going about half an hour, right? I mean, I went out there. I thought somebody was there. I think we have ghosties or something. We have ghosts out here. And, you know, dogs are sensitive to stuff like that. You know, ghosts.
Well, tonight she's been barking way ahead, way before we started the show.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about the show.
Okay, well, this is Jock Talk. We're a couple of old guys. Well, Banana Joe doesn't like me to say old guys. A couple of veteran disc jockeys talk about the great memories, radio memories. And we talk about the old days of radio back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
I'm going to put this on TikTok. That's where Gigi, she's a star on TikTok. You know, she gets like 1,000 views the first minute I put her up there.
Well, that's great. You know,
come on,
she can be a star on TikTok.
Come here.
There you go.
Oh, now she's camera shy. Okay. Maybe she'll shut up for a while. I think she was trying to get in the studio, and we have this on restriction. Only essential personnel. She said, "What do you mean? I'm the whole crew here. I should be in there."
Well, you know, I do believe she's an official employee, isn't she, Joe?
Absolutely. She works for biscuits. And that's about all I can pay her, Dave.
That's all you can afford, right? That's
about all I can afford, babe.
Yeah.
Tonight we've got some special stuff. We got some air checks, huh? For Jock.
Yeah, we got some good stuff because we were talking about, the 70s and in the mid 70s when Top 40 was trying to. Last time we were talking about the mid 70s when Top 40 was trying to go into the FM realm, and pretty much on FM at that point in time, it was pretty much just beautiful music.
Till we got to Y100, yeah, and a couple of other stations in San Diego and different markets. Yeah,
right. And some markets worked and some markets didn't. You know, like you went to Y100 in what year?
I went there in 73, the end of 73. They had signed it on kind of like a soft sign on. They weren't promoting it. And then they brought us in and they let it rip. They spent, I think they spent about $5 million.
And that was Y100 Tampa, Florida.
No, Miami.
Miami, Florida. Florida.
That'd be Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood market.
And that exploded, right? That was just a big deal.
We went in the spring of 74. We went from like a 0.8 to like a 7.4, number 112 plus.
And here in Los Angeles, we tried it. We tried the FM thing, you know, the Top 40 FM thing, and nothing worked.
Oh, and they tried it for years.
I'm going to play you a couple of things because here, KKDJ tried the Top 40 thing, and here's T. Michael Jordan on KKDJ when they were trying the Top 40 thing.
It's 11 o'clock on a super flashback weekend from KKDJ Los Angeles.
Flashback. I like that.
KKDJ. Those are the Eagles and Witchy Woman. I'm T. Michael Jordan. Friday night, party night at 11:05.
I've got those dusty throat blues. Olympia beer. You owe it to yourself.
Olympia Brewing Company, Olympia, Washington.
Paper Lace.
Night Chicago died.
The night Chicago died. KKDJ, that's Paper Lace, the night Chicago died. I'm T. Michael, it's 11:09, and you are just seconds away from being my next instant winner.
The Grant boys are...
Talk about crazy, Larry.
I have a couple of observations.
I I'm going phone right now looking for number 9 on either of the 2 request phones to get a top 10 hit LP. You call in and score right now. KKDJ congratulating D-Rain of Santa Ana. Got himself the top 10 hit LP. He could be next. Keep listening. I'll tell you when you can call in and score.
Okay.
First of all who's on the air? Who is that guy?
That was T. Michael Jordan.
Okay, number 1. Wow. Number 2, never once gave the frequency. Never once. Just KKDJ. Weren't they 102.7? That's KISS, right? And
Yeah.
Why not 102.7 KKDJ? So you know where we're at next time. You know, I don't know. Just my opinion. And guess what? That guy, compared to what they must have had on KHJ at the same time.
I'm going to actually give you an example. Okay.
Give me an example.
Now, over on K100, now here's the real Don Steele at this very same time. At
And they didn't do
K100.
well either, though. Yeah.
KIQQ Los Angeles, K100, the dawn of a new radio day. It's 5 o'clock, and I'm the real Don Steele. Ruby!
Big old ruby red dress.
Terrible record.
If anybody tells you they play more music than K100, they must be putting you on. I wouldn't want to call them a flat-out fibber, you know.
Hey.
Buzz.
Did you happen to see K100?
The news station that won't put you on, but will try to turn you on.
Spiders and Snakes, remember Jim
Listen,
Stafford?
To coin a phrase,
and that was
by
Robert
Dan Quayle, they ain't no Y100.
That was Robert W. Morgan. Robert W. Morgan would do the quarter hours, the 15 and 45 sweepers.
Did you
on
hear that
K100.
music?
What's that?
That music. It was like put in an MOR station with the real Don Steele and him trying to be ultra hip on FM and not being really himself. And then you put it all together, and what do you get? A 1.4.
And this is what was still, kicking FM's ass at the time.
Yeah.
KKDJ is my number 1 radio station.
KHJ and the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. And
I get chills when they said they call it.
LA Girl with Billy Pearl at 747.
Hi, who's this on the Wolfman telephone?
Yeah, baby.
It's all happening this weekend, the Green Tag Sale at Wild West stores. Go get them. I'm going to play this fine tune for everybody doing a stroll down near the Santa Monica Pier. Oh, I just love it, man. Here are the Blackbirds and KHJ. And truly my favorite song right now, the Blackbirds and Walking in Rhythm. This is Billy at 7:55. Hey, Cal, present Jukebox Jive.
Hey, Cal Records.
Jukebox Jive now available at 50 fucking discount stores. Well, there have been a lot of great treasures in the world. There's been the Lost Dutchman Gold Mine, and of course the treasure of Sierra Madre, and many, many more. And I know that this evening, especially on a Saturday night, there are a lot of you out there searching as well. I hope you strike it rich. Do something to help you along. Chicago.
See, KHJ was still kicking ass.
The music was better
compared to those two FM stations, and these were still and FM was trying to try the top 40 route at that point, and this is why it wasn't succeeding. I mean, they just weren't there.
You know, we kicked ass at Y100 because we had all incredible talent. I mean, we signed on with Larry McKay in mornings and with Don Cox in the afternoon, me at night. We had Robert W. Walker. I mean, he was like Robert W. was doing like late night when he got there or something, and then he came in afternoons before Cox, I think. Yeah, and the middays was like Jay Marks from Chicago, this big agency voice guy, and Eric Rhodes, and all these guys were. He owns Radio Inc. This guy, and all these people were there, and Bill Tanner then wasn't even there yet. Then he came in. And when Tanner came, he brought Kramer Has, and he brought all this incredible, talent, and the Jim Reilly in the news, and there it was.
And I think that's why they thought K100 was going to explode when Drake Chenault went over to KIQQ FM, made it K100 in 1974. They took over Robert W. Morgan. They took over the real Don Steele. They took over Morgan's newscaster, B.R. Bradbury. They tried to recreate that magic that KHJ had
left the
in
magic.
the beginning.
They left the magic.
It just wasn't. They just weren't able to recreate that same magic.
No.
And it failed fairly quickly. I mean, it just kind of and KKDJ kind of and they could, they combined with KIIS AM and became an adult contemporary station for a while before they ever became KISS FM. And boy, that was, they were adult contemporary for a long time, and then they split up and they split the simulcast and they were disco KISS and they were dance radio KISS, and then they were adult contemporary KISS, and then they finally became.
Then Jay
KISS
Cook
FM.
arrived.
That became the number one KISS FM.
Once Cooker got to town, and they combined it. Gannett bought out Combined Communications and then made Jay the president of the radio, the VP of the radio division. And then things started to change. He brought Jerry in from Philly. Jerry actually answered my request lines when I was at WFIL as an intern. And they brought him in, and the rest is history. I mean, KISS brought double digits to FM. They were the first ones.
It took a while here in Los Angeles, though, for the FMs to really kick in with the top 40 format.
There's a signal problem here, too.
They tried, but it took a while.
There's a signal issue. I mean, you do have pockets here with the mountains and the valleys and the beaches where FM is shadowed out. So they had to all somehow move up to Mount Wilson, and they all kind of did. They had to pay off whoever they had to pay off, move the signal, change the power. Cute 102 went down to 600 watts and went up there. And all of a sudden, you could hear them from San Diego to damn Oxnard.
The great thing about growing up in Los Angeles is gravitating towards people in school, in junior high school and high school, that were into radio, and we ran the junior high and high school radio stations, and a friend of mine who became a big executive producer for Entertainment Tonight, he and I as kids, I was the KGIL kid and he was the KMPC kid. He's the one that would hang out at KMPC. I was the one that would hang out at KGIL.
Sure. Yeah.
And when we were kids, we would call the radio stations all over Los Angeles, and we would get an excuse from school and take the local bus, which was called the RTD bus at the time, and we would take the bus to the radio stations and ask them for free records, and they would give us all the crap records, all those records and boxes that they didn't want to play. And so we would take them back for our radio stations, for our high school or junior high school radio stations. So we got to meet a lot of great, big time disc jockeys like Gary Owens. And I went to school with Tim Conway Jr. and I went to school with Jeff Edwards Jr. And
that's pretty impressive. I didn't know that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we made 8 millimeter. I was in journalism, TV and motion picture class with Tim Conway Jr. and also with Jeff Edwards Jr. So all of these people, I got to meet. I didn't realize how great it was, because I see how people post and they say, God, it must have been great, to meet these people and to be around these people. I didn't realize how great it was because we were around them all the time.
Right.
And they were just such nice people. The thing that you really get to know hanging around these people is, and maybe because of the great experience and the things that they have gone through, is that they don't have egos. And when you go to smaller markets, these people that think that they're, on top of the world and they know it all, and they think they've got such grandiose egos. It's very sad because when you meet professionals and when you're surrounded by them as children, as youngsters, and you're just learning the business, and they treat you very well, they're very kind.
Yeah.
And when you learn from those kind of people, boy, it's such a difference in the
big
world.
Difference. Oh, absolutely does. Yeah. And why be a dickhead? You know, people that are powerful. Why do they do that? You know, some people do. You know,
I don't know. I've found that mostly in medium and large markets where they think that big
fish in a small pond.
They want to be, you know, big shots or big time, or I'm not really sure why they take on that attitude. But, you know, when you are big time, these guys don't display that kind of attitude, and they are boy, some of the nicest people that you will ever run into, and they are very helpful. And I don't know, Joe, are you doing something with your camera?
I got this new camera here. I'm trying to figure out how to work the damn thing. And it looks like there's 5 cameras in here. The way it's doing this. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I thought I was spinning around in the room here.
You have to try it to figure it out, you know.
Wow.
You know, they don't give you any instructions anymore. They just give you the thing with like a little quick start sketch. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Go get the app.
I thought it was maybe just getting a little late for me, and all of a sudden the room was spinning.
Oh no, it could be. It could very well be. We got a phone call coming in here. Let me take this. I'll be right back. Go ahead, talk about what your last job in radio here in LA. No, don't.
I don't want to talk about my last gig.
No, don't make it your last gig. But no. So when are we gonna? Let's play some air checks. I want to hear. Oh, we played 2. Do you have any more?
I will play you because about this same time in Phoenix, Arizona, because I like to talk about Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
I will play you an air check of Jimmy Fox at KBBC, and then I will play. It'll go directly into KRIZ.
Go ahead.
And
let's hear it.
A disc jockey named Jay Stone, and he was big time.
I remember him. Yeah. Yes.
74, 75, in the 70s in the Phoenix market. And he worked probably at every radio station. I think he did work at every radio station in Phoenix.
Yeah.
But this is great because this is when they were playing records, and Jay accidentally plays the wrong cut, and then he just stops the record. Now this is Phoenix in 1975, so it's not a big market or anything, but it's interesting. First cut though is for KBBC, and I think they used the moniker K100 for a while. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that. But KBBC, and this is Jimmy Fox first of all. Jimmy Fox from 10Q.
Hi, lover. 10 o'clock. You got the fox that rocks. All right.
KRIZ. Well, the only thing I can think of to follow that commercial, man, hot and spicy as it may be, is a hot weather forecast. Sunny and warm, high of 106. Right now it's 104 at Chris.
KRIZ, that's right, Z as in zap. Right this minute you can zap me for a $10 bill. Just be call number 1 at 260-6777. Simple.
10? No! Ooh. $10.
Oh, yeah. Hey, lights out. Evans on. Leave no turn on stone. Nurse.
I just figured out what he did.
Oh,
no. There was a record, obviously.
He just stopped
the record.
Right.
On the air.
And it just...
And somebody caught that on tape. He stopped the record.
Yeah.
He played the wrong cut. He didn't want to get your hotline by the program director. He was so terrified.
He was the program. I think he was the program director at the time.
No, please God, say it wasn't so.
Yeah. Phoenix was a
all did
small little
stupid
town
things.
at the time, you know.
We
so
all did dumb things, though. I mean, come on.
yeah, and you can get away with it in small markets like that at the time. But Chris was the big winner.
Oh, big time.
And so, but they did lots of fun things. You know, they did lots of crazy things.
In fact, Larry McKay worked there too at Chris.
And the Monkees, actually, on one of their TV shows, went to KRUX in Phoenix, which was the competitor to Crux. KRUX, Crux.
Let's get to the crux of the problem.
One of the Monkees TV shows, if you catch it, because I think they only did, 2 seasons, you actually see the radio station and the Monkees in the KRUX studios.
Is that all they did was 2 seasons, the Monkees?
I think so, yeah.
You were doing TV back then, weren't you?
Oh, no, I was just a little kid.
Yeah, you were a child actor, I thought.
Not yet. I was just a baby when the Monkees were on.
He was a little diaper baby.
I was still learning to use the big boy potty.
You hadn't told mommy about KHJ yet?
I was just learning to listen to KHJ at that point.
I'm telling you. Oh, she's back. Come here.
Gigi just wants to talk tonight. Gigi wants to talk radio tonight.
Okay, Gigi, here's your shot.
Gigi started her career.
You want to make it a 3-person show? We'll make it a 3-person. She can't stand it if I'm not paying 100% attention to her. She's a Chihuahua pug, and she's a doll, and I love her. But sometimes she goes crazy if I'm not paying all the 100% attention to her. Just like a lady has to be, I mean.
When you were a kid, did you run any of the high school or junior high school radio stations?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was on WARM, the #1 station in town when I was 15 years old.
But you didn't have like high school because you had just a radio station that you could actually go to. But
we had morning
news. Did you have
news.
junior high school or high school radio stations?
In high school, when they built the new school, we had a TV station, and I did the morning news for a couple of semesters. The morning. Here's what's happening at Pittston Area High School on camera. What can I do here? I can't lock her out. I think we better wrap it up.
We should probably wrap it up.
I think we should.
It's kind of like the security guard when I will just tell a quick story.
Sure.
One time, Kevin Gershon is the guy that I talk about because he and I go so far back. We were friends as kids in junior high and high school, and he was the KMPC guy. And one time he takes me in. We're walking around KMPC, and he had the full he could walk around and as I could KGIL and we had the privilege of walking around the radio station and showing people around.
Sure.
But for some reason, one time we got chased out by the security guard.
Oh God!
Right there on Sunset Boulevard.
Oh.
It used to be an old bowling alley.
Yeah.
And it was the KMPC studios.
Yeah.
But I'd love to get him on and tell a couple of stories because we had some great times at KMPC.
Oh, sure.
And we'll do some more of that. I know this is a quickie on a Wednesday, and we'll talk more. And I know Gigi wanted to get involved in this show tonight.
I gotta go. I mean, I can't. She said something out there. She wants me. Maybe she's a dead rat or something. I don't know. Something's out there. I have to go. I couldn't find it before, but I'll have to follow her lead.
Yeah.
She's like Lassie. You remember Lassie? Come on. Timmy's in the hole. Timmy fell in the hole. Come on. You have to get everybody rounded up. You're too younger.
Is it Timmy? What's wrong, Lassie?
Maybe Timmy is out
Timmy?
there. Gigi, is Timmy out there? It's a pretty baby. Oh, no. Baby girl.
All right.
She wants to be on the microphone. She's like, what's her name? Gloria Swanson in Sunset Boulevard. We didn't need microphones. We had faces. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
All right. More radio memories. And hopefully Gigi has
You know what? I give up.
Maybe Gigi will have more to say next time as well.
We'll be back with more Jock Talk right
Have
here.
a great night, everybody.
Have a great night. Thank you for listening and watching.
Radio Memories next time.
Hey, yeah. Bye-bye. JG.
Good night.
Good night.